I'll tell you how to make a pendant. Before going to show you how to make a pendant, I want to tell you how to make these impressions. Keeping impressions is also it actually plays a vital role in jewelry making. So first of all, I just made this clay into round, and then I am taking this chapati roller, and then I'm not using too much of my pressure, at the same time not less. Here are the 7 or some basic impression tools which are there. Let me tell you how to work with each of these. This is basically a U tool. So whenever you keep impression, be sure that you're keeping it perpendicularly so that the impression goes correct. So I'm just dipping it like this. This is how this goes. And you have one more U. This is a bit bigger. This is how it goes. And then you have V shape. And then you have small V in this. You can go with V like this. And you can keep one towards down, one towards up, and then one towards your down, so that it makes. This is a slant thing. When you want to make some straight lines or slant lines or whatever it is. This is for making dots. And then I will show you some of these tools. This is to make curve. With this, either you can go like this. You can create like this, and this also can be used. Suppose you want to take some edge of a pendant, you can bend it and then take it like this. Take the extras. This also can be used like that. Remove the extra clay, then this you can make wonderful things. This is how you use it basically. But be sure whenever you make impressions, see that the impression is clear and it is not light. You're not supposed to keep impression like this and then leave it. This is not correct. I mean, correct in the sense the design won't be visible properly. So make sure you're keeping it with some depth so that the impressions are seen properly. And then now let's go and make this. I made my clay ready. Before you make the pendant, see, you have these beads here. I have my beads ready, and I've also inserted two U loops and kept them ready so that my work gets done sooner. Now we are going to make this pendant. For making this pendant, I took small amount of clay and made it round, and then I need to get the equal surface, so I am using this chapati roller and then making this into equal surface. So now I have got my surface, and with the help of this, I am cutting this. Cutting the extras and cleaning my knife again because there's a lot of mud. Now I've got the pendant cut. The thing I'll do is, these edges are not proper, right? So I'll take a little bit amount of water, just not even a drop. I'm just touching my finger in the bowl of water, and then I'm making these edges perfect. Let's allow it to dry some time. In the meantime, let's start making a cute earrings for this. I'm keeping the same thing on top of it, and then for the same measurement, and then just cutting it. The same thing, I'm making my edges perfect. I'm just removing the excess water with the help of this cloth. The first thing I'll do is that I'm going to keep a U-loop. So I'm taking a big U-loop. Always keep the U-loop perpendicular so that the chain can enter into the U-loop. Use a tweezer. I'm just making a small line at the end. My impression is like a bit perfect now. And then I'm making one more. And our favorite trifle is here back. And I'm taking small dots. Now, and once again, I'm using V tool. I'm using my V tool here, leaving a bit of space, and then again I'm back to my blade, keeping small dots. See that your impressions are proper and perpendicular. I'll start attaching my beads. Hold it like this, and then your loop should be exactly in the middle of the surface. If it is at the end, there may be a possibility that the loop will come out of your pendant, and then at the end it doesn't look good. I'm done with this, and now comes earrings. For earrings also, the first thing I do is like I keep my U-loop. The same design, the shorter version, you can see it over here on the earrings. I've used a big V there, but as the earrings are small, I'm using the small V tool over here. Then let's add our bead to the bottom of it. Now we are done with the pendant and earrings. After this is done, keep the pendant and earrings to our room temperature for almost 2 days, and that turns out to be this color. Once the pendant turns out to be this color, you're supposed to bake it. If you're not baking the product and directly using it and directly painting it and then using it, it will not be sturdy. It will turn into mud. If I drop this into this water again, then again it will be in the form of mud. So we are supposed to make it to make our product hardened. The first thing is that there is a potter always nearby, and you can give it to the potter to bake your product. And while giving it to the potter, you're supposed to tell them that after baking you'll get in 2 colors, either orange or black. Black will be this color. Orange I don't have, but then it will be the orangish color. If you want it in black, you're supposed to mention to the potter that I need my product in black color, and just tell him the importance of the terracotta jewelry and how much effort you have paid it, so that he'll be a bit careful while baking your product. And the next thing is like you can do it in micro oven. Micro oven baking, I basically never tried it, but then it's like you're supposed to do it for 4 hours. After each 45 minutes you're supposed to stop your baking, and then supposed to check whether the condition of the product, and you're supposed to do it for 4 hours like that. So until unless you make enough quantity of jewelry, you cannot actually go to the micro oven or do that. And the third thing is a most traditional way. I hope many of you know how the corn will be actually burnt in near the beach areas or somewhere near the park. The setting for that will be like you need to take a vessel of this much size, and then keep sand, and then on top of it you're supposed to keep coal, and then take a small bowl which fits into that bigger one, and then you're supposed to keep coal and then just get it red. keep the petrol and then just fan it up so that it turns out to be burned red, and then you're supposed to keep your products, and then after that you're supposed to bake this. The main thing is the wood dust which turns the product to be black. So that is also important. You can get from carpentry fellow, where if you can ask him like give us some wood dust, he'll be giving you. So you can use that, and then that is how baking it almost takes 4 hours. After baking only it should go for painting. So we are done with almost all the steps. The first thing is like clay processing, I have shown you. And the next thing is beads. We have shown you how to make the loops and attach the beads to pendants, that is done. And then impression making is shown, and then how to make pendants is shown. This is just a sample thing, and you can try out all these things, these jhumkas and all these things. Jhumka will be shown to you by my friend in the next session. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.